Hello everybody and happy Peer Ed Tuesday. Today's video topic are the side effects of birth control. And part of the reason that today's video is about birth control is because it is National Teen Pregnancy Prevention Month. And of course, we can't talk about teen pregnancy prevention without talking about birth control because along with inclusive and comprehensive sex education, birth control is one of the leading ways to reduce teen pregnancy. Knowledge about birth control as well as access to birth control. Now today I will be going over the side effects of birth control instead of going over each method and how it's used and showing you that. That would be kind of a demonstration, and we do have videos that show that on our YouTube channel, so I will link those below. And also, if this topic really intrigues you, of course you can join our Be Proud, Be Responsible Google Classroom, and I'll also link that below. And if you complete our entire Be Proud, Be Responsible course, you get a $15 gift card. So keep that in the back of your mind. But yeah, this video is going to be specifically about the side effects of birth control methods, the prescribed methods. I won't be going over the over-the-counter methods, which are internal and external condoms. And the reason that I am going over this is because we do get a lot of questions about birth control side effects. And when we teach birth control in school, we don't really get into the side effects that much. We more go over each method and how it works and show you what it is, but we don't really have a lot of time to go over the side effects. So, a disclaimer before I begin. Every single person's body is different, and each person responds to birth control differently. So your friend may have a negative experience with the Nexplanon, which is the arm implant, but your other friend could love their Nexplanon. So keep that in mind as we go through this. Each person may not experience each birth control the same. As well, I want to mention that some of these side effects can sound kind of scary, and I think part of the reason that we get so many people asking us about birth control side effects, we get questions about this in school, we've gotten questions about this on Instagram. I think one of the reasons is because you hear a lot of rumors like, oh, like if I take the pill, I'm gonna gain 15 pounds, and I'll tell you right now, that is not the case. So just keep that in mind as we go through this. As with anything, there are risks to birth control methods, and then there are also benefits. So as you go through this, if you're thinking about starting birth control yourself, something that you might want to do is like make a little list, compare the possible side effects with the possible benefits. Which leads me to my next point before we get started here. As I mentioned, it is National Teen Pregnancy Prevention Month. Yay! And to kick things off, we have a social media challenge going on this week, and today's challenge happens to be list a benefit of birth control and tag a friend. So while this video will be focusing on the side effects, I will be mentioning some benefits as we go through. So if you haven't done that challenge yet today, take one of the benefits that I list in this video and post it and tag a friend, and make sure you do hashtag okay but first birth control, because that is our hashtag for this entire month. So let's get started. As I go through, you'll notice that a lot of these side effects are the same for a lot of these birth control methods. As I mentioned, these are the prescribed methods, not the over-the-counter methods. And just so you know, I am reading these off of the screen in front of me because if you go to our Instagram page, which is @HealthEducationOCO, and you go to our highlights, you'll see one that's called birth control side effects, because as I mentioned, we have gotten this question before, and we have an entire highlight on our Instagram page that has all this information right there. I got all of this information from the Planned Parenthood website, so it is from a reputable source, but of course, I am not a doctor. If you do decide that you want to go on birth control, this is a conversation that you want to have with your doctor to find the birth control method that best suits you. And your doctor will be able to explain all of these possible side effects to you as well. So without further ado, let's get started. The first method we're going to talk about is the IUD, or the intrauterine device. Reminder, this is the birth control that is inserted into the uterus by a doctor. So that being said, for common side effects, one of the main ones that you've probably heard of before is pain when the IUD is inserted. I'm not going to lie to you, this is a very uncomfortable process, but it only lasts about 3 to 5 seconds when your doctor is actually inserting the IUD into your uterus. Then, common side effect is cramping or backaches for a few days after insertion, spotting between periods or irregular periods, but most of these symptoms go away within 3 to 6 months. So those are the side effects for the IUD and the hormonal IUD. However, there is a copper IUD. These typically cause heavier, longer lasting periods and more cramping, as opposed to the hormonal IUD, which a lot of people find that their period becomes lighter or eventually stops. With the copper IUD, the non-hormonal option, people do find the opposite effect on their period, but because there are no hormones, there are very little side effects. So that's our first birth control method in this video, the copper IUD, non-hormonal, so very little side effects. And as with either IUD device, hormonal or non-hormonal, they are long-lasting. The hormonal can last up to 3 to 5 years, and the non-hormonal option can last up to 10 years. So it's a really great long-lasting option. Number 2, we have the Nexplanon, or the implant. That's the one that goes into your arm. Common side effects include irregular bleeding or spotting for 6 to 12 months. 1 in 3 people find that they stop having a period, but sometimes it does cause periods to be longer and heavier. So this is one of those methods, like I said, that affects different people in different ways. Some of the less common side effects with this one include headaches, breast pain, nausea, weight gain, ovarian cysts, pain or bruising where it is inserted. Again, it's right on your arm right here. And then in rare cases, infection where it is inserted. It's inserted just under your skin right here. Next, we have the shot, or Depo-Provera. Some common side effects include a change in periods, so they can become longer. Sometimes you'll spot, and sometimes you won't have a period at all. Most people stop getting their period altogether after 1 year, but most of these side effects do go away in 2 to 3 months. So you might find your period is changing a lot in that first 2 to 3 months, but then after a year, a lot of times the period will go away. Less common side effects for this one include nausea, weight gain, headaches, breast tenderness, depression, slight bruising where given the shot, and very rare, a slight indent where the shot is given. So the shot can be given in your leg, in your arm, in your butt in some cases. In very rare cases, it'll leave a little indent. As I mentioned before, I know that some of these side effects can sound a little bit scary, but please remember that when I say these are less common side effects, I truly mean that they are less common, that not a lot of people experience them. So don't let this video scare you into not choosing a birth control option. Next, we have the patch. This is the little Band-Aid-like patch that goes somewhere on your body, and it releases hormones. Common side effects for this one include spotting or bleeding between periods, headaches, sore breasts, nausea, and a change in level of sexual desire, otherwise known as your libido. And most of these side effects go away within 2 to 3 months as well. Next, we have the ring, or the NuvaRing, as you may have heard it called. Reminder, this is inserted into the vagina by you, unlike the IUD, which is inserted into the uterus by a doctor. This is the one with the little ring. Some common side effects include a change in level of sexual desire, spotting or bleeding between periods, headaches, nausea, and sore breasts. And again, most of these symptoms will go away within 2 to 3 months. And lastly, we have the pill. Common side effects include, again, change in level of sexual desire, spotting or bleeding between periods, and this is more common in progestin-only pills. Birth control pills, while they all do similar things in that they are a birth control method, They use slightly different hormones. That's why it's really important that you talk to your doctor if you choose the pill, to find a pill that's right for you. And also why it's important that you don't take someone else's birth control, because birth control pills are not all the same. They have slightly different hormones in them. So the spotting or bleeding between periods, this is more common in progestin-only pills. Sore breasts, nausea, and headaches. And then again, most of these symptoms will go away in about 2 to 3 months, and if these symptoms continue after 3 months, make sure to talk to your doctor. Okay, so these were all of our birth control methods and the possible side effects. As I said though, while birth control does have side effects, there are many benefits. For example, like I said, the IUD and the Nexplanon, those are both long-lasting birth control methods where it's inserted and then you don't have to worry about it. So that's awesome. And also, another benefit of birth control is that there are so many options that you are bound to find one that works for you. So just a couple of reminders that I want to leave you with. Prescription birth control methods do not protect against HIV or other STIs, so you need to use condoms and or dental dams. You can access free to low-cost birth control by making an appointment at one of our health centers. Due to COVID, some of our services have been reduced. However, we are still able to help you make an appointment with the health center, and you can meet with someone via telehealth. So if you are interested in that, let myself know, let any of the other health advocates know. So that's it for this video. I hope you liked it. We have so much going on this month for National Teen Pregnancy Prevention Month, not just in terms of peer ed topics, but we have a lot of fun things going on across the board, activities, lunch and learns. We have Jeopardy at the Spot from 4 to 5 this Friday, so check that out. And make sure to like National Teen Pregnancy Prevention Month on Facebook. It's at NTPPM 2020. And if you have any suggestions for topics that you want covered related to teen pregnancy prevention during this month, let me know in the comments.